What's up, guys? We are back on Pokemon Showdown for another episode of Road to Top 10 in the UU tier. I have two teams actually today. This one I borrowed from someone I played a little while back, and I also have a manual rain team I made. Not very good, but you know, fun to use. And yeah, so I'm gonna lead off with I'm gonna lead off with this team. Thank you everybody for the continued support, the likes, the comments. I really do appreciate it. Honestly, it does help my channel grow. It lets me know you guys are enjoying the series and the feedback. And Wi-Fi battles will be coming for those of you that do enjoy Wi-Fi battles over these lives. I personally enjoy lives more to Wi-Fi battles simply because... Did I make this team? Well, this is just a really standard team. I prefer lives, to be honest, but it doesn't really matter what I prefer. It's just what I feel like uploading. So I'm going to lead off with my Froslass because I am Scarf, as he decides to lead off with his Victini. Scarf, Focus Sash. I can take any one hit, just gonna go for my spikes as he ends up going right for the blue flare. So what I'm gonna do is actually I could go for the Destiny Bond right here. I'm really not expecting him to want to stay in though. I'm gonna go for Taunt, predicting him to want to switch out into like Rhyperior or something, predicting the Destiny Bond, and then he could just go right for the from there he could just go for like a Rocks or something. It'll be mind games, so predicting my Taunt. So just gonna go right for Taunt right here. Might be a stupid play, to be honest. Is this a stupid play? Nah, he's definitely gonna go out to Rhyperior. He's not staying with his Victini, but I guess Destiny Bond is a safer play regardless of what he decides to do. So gonna go right for that Destiny Bond. But like I was saying, thank you everybody for the continued support, the likes, the comments. I really do appreciate it, in all honesty. I know I'm not as active as I usually am, but I'm really busy. I recently got a job at Google. Yeah, I do have an internship at Google. It's pretty cool. And you know, it's summer as well, so my free time I don't always like to spend it indoors, if that makes sense. So he's taking a while. I'm not gonna pause it though because someone said, "Oh, I don't like when you pause it." So I'm not doing this for them. I'm just trying to see. But then again, I'm just talking way too much, so I am gonna pause until he decides to make a move. All right. So at the end of the day, he decides to just sack his Victini. I'm okay with that because that's one less Mon that can take a close combat from Heracross. I'm gonna go out into my my Roserade because it prevents the spin from his Blastoise. He decides to go out to his Heracross though. I can't really take a hit, so I'm gonna switch out into my Swampert just to take the incoming close combat. Yeah, I think that's the best play. But Swampert's so pressured in this match because of Darmanitan as well as Raikou and even his Heracross. So I'm probably going to switch up teams to my Rain Dance team next. That way I don't have to worry about switching into stuff. I just set up Rain and do work. So he decides to go right for the Mega Horn. He is Choice Banded. Holy crap. Yeah, that did a lot. I want to save Swampert, definitely. So I'm going to switch out into my Aerodactyl. I do resist that, so I should be able to take it. I don't take it well, though, but I do take it. So I'm going to Mega Evolve and actually go for the Aqua Tail, predicting Rhyperior to come in. I think it's a safest play, as he decides to go out to Blastoise, which also makes sense right there. He's most likely just going to want to Mega Evolve. Oh, he doesn't have a Mega. Alright, so it's not Mega, so I'm just going to go for Roost right here, expecting him to want a Rapid Spin. I want to be at a decent amount of HP, as he does decide to go for that Rapid Spin, and I do have my a Roserade, which can easily just come in right now, and then from there I could just play around. So he decides to go out to his Darmanitan. Good play on his part. Good play. Nice double. Just going to go out into my Pert as fodder, as he decides to go for the U-turn, not the Flare Blitz. I guess it means he can go right back out into Heracross, so that makes sense. I'm getting played right now. The only way I can win is getting up an SD with Lucario, to be honest, so I'm going to go for my Rocks right here, as he's able to knock me out with that close combat. But now I can go out into my Roserade, and I believe just go right for the... I could go for HP Fire, I could also go for Sludge Bomb. I'll go for Sludge Bomb, just in case he wants to switch into Darmanitan or anything like that. I'm going to go for Sludge Bomb, definitely. I do still have the Sleep Powder as well. I think Sleep Powder is a safer play. He's definitely Choice Banded based on the damage he did to my Pert. So I ended up getting off the Sleep Powder, and what I can do right now is go right for the Sludge Bomb, as he does decide to bring in his Darmanitan. So I get off a hell of a lot of damage on this thing, meaning that I can potentially sweep him if I bring in my Lucario and get up an SD. So just going to sack my Aerodactyl right here as he decides to go right for the Flare Blitz. He will be able to outspeed him if he is Scarf. Don't know though. Just gonna go right for the Aqua Tail right here. Actually, I'm gonna go for Stone Edge, just in case he's not Scarf. I'll be able to hit the incoming Blastoise if he decides to go into that. So he decides to just fodder off his. Well, I decide to fodder off my Aerodactyl. What the hell am I saying? As now I'm able to go into my Lucario, and BP should be able to knock him out. Yeah, I think BP also works just in case he decides to go out to Rhyperior. I get off a bit of damage, so I'm going to go right for the BP right here, as I'll be able to either knock out his Darmanitan or get off some damage on his Rhyperior. Now, if he decides to go out to Heracross, I'm not sure if he has Sleep Talk or not, but I will definitely be setting up an SD. So he's going to sack his Darmanitan, which is one threat gone. Definitely one threat gone. Looking like, I don't know if I agree with that because it was a last-ditch check to my Heracross right there. But what I'm going to do is, yeah, I'm going to go for Close Combat right here just to get off damage on this Rhyperior. I can sweep him with Moxie Close Combat at this point, so I think it's my safest play. As now what I can do is go into my Roserade. I could go out to Heracross. Yeah, I could go out to Heracross and go right for the Close Combat. That will be able to knock out Rhyperior, and that'll either force in his own Heracross or force in his Blastoise, to which I can just go out into my Roserade versus. But I will get the +1 boost from Moxie, so it really is. It really depends on how I want to play and how he decides to play this out. So knock him out with the Close Combat, get that Moxie boost, give me that Mox, and he doesn't really have a switch in. Blastoise, I guess he can potentially go for a Scald Burn. I'm definitely going to go out into my Roserade, not going to risk the Scald Burn right there, as this is my win condition. And what I can do is go right for the Sludge Bomb. He's more than likely just going to sack his Heracross right here. Sludge Bomb plus HP Fire will knock him out. 2 Sludge Bombs will knock him out. He does not have a check to this thing. So, yeah, I'm going to go I'm definitely going to go right for the the Sludge Bomb versus this Raikou, as he decides to try and set up a sub. That's not really going to work out for him at all. Sludge Bombs will continuously be able to break the sub. I'm going to go for it. Yeah, I don't want him set. He's going to try and set up a Combine most likely, but it doesn't really matter at all. I'm going to switch out to Heracross right now, as he does decide to go for that Combine. That's what I was expecting, so I really wasn't expecting him to want to go for sub again, because I'm just going right for the Sludge Bomb. So he decides to go out to his Blastoise. That's fine by me. Now potentially I could pull a switch into Roserade and just go right for the the Leaf Storm or something, but I'm just gonna go for Close Combat just to get off damage. I was really expecting him to either double right there or even stay in, but either way Roserade sealed the game because I was offensive. So that's gonna seal up the game right there, and yeah, good game. So because of Decay, I've actually lost. I feel like this is the 3rd time me attempting to get to 1600 because of Decay. But yeah, looking like Heracross put in work right there. He could have also stayed in. This is why I stayed in and went for Close Combat. It was the safest play if he decided to double or stay in with Blastoise. I get off damage, I can go into Roserade, just click Sludge Bomb, and then I can click Sludge Bomb versus Raikou, and then I can click Leaf Storm and knock him out. He had no way of knocking me out at +1. So yeah, good game, dude. Let's go for the Manual Rain team. Get a bit faster wins, or just finish this off faster. So gonna pause it until we find one, and we'll be right back. Alright, so we found a battle versus this guy. Kind of threatening team, to be completely honest. I'm just going to lead off with Azelf because I could have prevented his Sableye from setting up spikes. But going to switch into my Kingdra, predicting the taunt right here. As now I believe going for Draco is my safest play. He has no switch-ins, barring this Sableye, I guess. As he decides to go for the knockoff, which will allow him to go for the recover. So I'm just going to go for Scald just to get off a potential burn on this thing. I am -2, but the burn chance, definitely nice, definitely nice, as I'll be able to go out into my Azelf right here, predicting another recover. I don't think he'll want to go for, another move, but he decides to go for the Will-O-Wisp right here. Fine by me. I could go for Stealth Rock so I could pull the switch back into Kingdra. I think I'm going to do that, expecting another taunt, as he decides to go right for that taunt. And what I can do is just go right for the Hydro Pump. That should be able to knock him out even after the recover, just because of the burn damage, but I guess I'm wrong. Hydro Pump is 110, Draco is 130, so Draco will definitely be able to knock him out. I'm just going to go for Scald though. I don't really want to waste a Draco if I don't have to, so yeah, I'm able to go for the Scald. I'm just going to go for it. Yeah, recover 50. I'm going to go for Draco. Yeah, Draco will be able to knock him out this time. I was just seeing how much he recover and then how much he'd lose after burn. With Hydro Pump, it would have been a roll right there. So now he does have a few switch-ins. He does have his Hydreigon. He decides to go out to Froslass though. I'm just gonna go for Scald right here. He did go for Taunt, predicting my Azelf. Good play on his part. I'm just gonna continuously go for Scald. I don't want him going for the taunt on my incoming Azelf. So I'm gonna keep staying this. I'm gonna switch out now into Azelf, expecting him to want to go for his spikes. And what I can do is go for my rocks first. I'm going for my rocks first. No, Taunt is the safest play, but he's just gonna Icy Wind. I'm gonna go for my rocks just in case he wants to switch out. As he decides to go for Destiny Bond, and the reason I'm sorry. I appreciate my fans, but guys, I just play. I'm not the best ever at all. So I'm gonna go for Taunt right here, as that'll just force him to go for his Icy Wind, and I can go right for the Rain Dance, and then proceed to explode if I wanted to. I'm gonna switch out to Kingdra because his sash is broken, and I can save this thing for later, and I can just go right for Scald, and that will allow me to take out this Froslass. And even though after that he'll just bring in his Swampert just to get up his rocks, I can just go right for 2 Scalds, and that will be able to knock out Swampert most likely. So Swampert does end up coming out, and yeah, 2 Scalds should be able to knock him out. Oh, it looks like I was wrong. This Swampert eats that up. This is team player. Yo, Mega Team Player, guys. Mega Swampert looks sick. Hydro Pump will be able to knock him out. Of course, I have to hit, as I do not. So I can go right out into my Azelf right now. And unfortunately, because there's 3 turns, what I'm going to do is Taunt right here, preventing him from ever roaring. And it depends. What do I want to do right here? I'm going to go out to Goodra because I'll be able to take a Scald. I don't think I really need Goodra for much. I've played this guy before, so I know that his Sharpedo is physical, so Goodra isn't going to be doing much. And the reason I'm wasting my rain turns is because I want to get them back. I want to get them back and be able to get the 8 raid turns. So I'm going to go right for Draco Meter right here, getting off a hell of a lot on this Swampert, as he'll be able to go right for the Scald. He does get the burn. Okay, I was a bit ahead of myself. Taunt wears off, which is fine because I can just go right out into my Kingdra, fodder it off. If he does decide to pull a switch right here, that'd be a good play on his part if he predicts this, but he decides to go right for the Earthquake. And what I can do is go right onto my Azelf and just proceed to set up the rain. Once again, it'll be up for 8 turns because I do have Damp Rock, and that just means that Kabutops will be having a lot of fun versus this guy. So he's going to go right for Scald, which is great because now I can go right onto Kabutops and knock him out with Waterfall. I do have Low Kick on this Kabutops just for Hydreigon, just because I'll be able to get off a lot of damage on Hydreigon, if not knock it out after rocks. It really does depend though. So he does have Sharpedo that could potentially come in and try and protect, but he'd need a double protect. So Low Kick will do a lot, if not knock out this Hydreigon, as Hydreigon does go down. And now he does have his Sharpedo as well as his Crobat left. So what I'm going to do is go right for the Waterfall. I'm going to go for Waterfall, as I'll be able to do a lot to this Crobat. Definitely. I'll definitely be able to do a lot to this Crobat. I don't want... Holy crap, I'm just underestimating Kabutops, man. I really am. I'm not expecting him to knock this thing out. Then again, he does have a bit of an offensive team, so he's going to forfeit. He's not going to try and go for a double protect or even a triple protect or anything like that. But yeah, good game, dude. Let us look for another battle. See, this is why I like this team. You just set up rain and just run through teams. His team was offensive as well as mine, which is why the Pokemon just put in a lot of work. I really was underestimating Kabutops right there. Then again, 361 attack, Life Orb in the rain. This thing is a threat, holy crap. So, gonna pause until we find one and we'll be right back. Right, so we found a battle versus a pretty cool team. See, he has this Crobat, which is a bit of a threat because I do have a Powder that can potentially beat it 1v1 because I do have Ice Fang and Earthquake, so prevent his Roost. I'm just going to lead off with Azelf, but then he does have Crobat, which can just taunt me. I don't know. I'm going to lead off with Azelf anyway, just in case he decides not to lead off with Crobat. So he decides to lead off with his Goodra. I should be able to take any one hit, barring like a Specs Draco, so I'm going to go right for my Stealth Rocks. I do have max HP, as he decides to, oh, thank you. Thank you. I don't want to boom because he's definitely not running the same item I am, Damp Rock. But then again, I can just plow through his team with Kingdra. I'm a boom. Thanks for the rain, bro. I really do appreciate that rain. As I'll be able to go right out into my Kingdra right now and go right for the Dragon Pulse. That will be able to... Then again, he could be running Assault Vest. No, he's not. What? Sets up Rain Dance, could be running Assault Vest. Nice, nice. Just gonna go right for Dragon Pulse. That will be able to knock him out. Man, I'd be making a lot of mistakes. Even my grammar, as you guys can see. Or my sentence structure, or whatever you want to say. So, he does have, I was gonna say Swampert that can come in, or even Blastoise, but he decides to go out to Crobat, though. Don't want to take a Brave Bird, so I'm just going to switch out into my Kabutops right here as he goes for the Tailwind. This man is making plays. But what do you abuse it? Oh, this thing. Or even this thing. Holy crap. Alright, I'm just going to go right for Waterfall. He only has a few more turns of Tailwind left. I do outspeed his Blastoise if he does decide to go into that, so I'll be able to hit it with a Waterfall plus a Stone Edge. Even after the Tailwind, I do outspeed him, as that does a lot. So, Stone Edge might be able to knock him out. As he's definitely Mega Blastoise. He has to be Mega Blastoise. So I'm just going right for Stone Edge just to get off as much damage as possible. Looking like when I set up a Rain Dance again with my... Was he really Damp Rock? Yo, I appreciate that rain, man. Thank you. I really do appreciate that rain. We'll find out right now, though, if rain ends right here. It does not. So he was Damp Rock. Nice. Nice. I feel like I have no reason to waste my Kabutops right here to this Goodra because I do to this Starmie because I do have a Goodra that can come in and take any hits. So I'm just gonna switch out into my Goodra as I'm able to eat up this Thunderbolt. Is that Life Orb? Oh, I didn't notice. I I took 9%. I should be able to go right for the Thunder right here. If he did decide to go out into Swampert, I could just hit it with a Draco or something. So Thunder will be able to knock out this Starmie. As Goodra just, how is that Life Orb? That did nothing. That did less than nothing. The amount of nothing that did is crazy. Alright, so Swampert comes out. I'm just gonna go for Dracos just to get off as much damage as possible. I'm actually gonna switch up something on my Kabutops. Wrong team. Wrong team once again. Because I have no reason. I don't feel like I ever set up a SD, so I think Rapid Spin is more beneficial because I'll be able to get up, rocks and stuff. So he goes right for the Ice Punch. He's able to knock me out as I can go directly into Kingdra and knock him out with a Hydro Pump. Hydro Pump is less accurate than Draco, so I'm gonna go for Draco as I'll be able to knock him out. And the reason I didn't want to go out into my Kabutops or something is because, well, the reason I went out into that as opposed to going out to like Tornadus and try and set up is because I want Tornadus to always be able to get up that rain. I don't know, I'd be wasting 2 turns with his Ice Punch because Ice Punch wouldn't be able to knock me out, and I only have 5 turns of rain, so plus the one setting it up, that's already a turn right there. So he goes right for the Close Combat right here as he does nothing to me. And what I can do is go for, I could either predict his switch into his Crobat and pull a double into Tornadus, or I could just go right for Ice Fang. I think Ice Fang is safer because Ice Fang either forces him to Roost. Yeah, it definitely forces him to Roost right here. So I don't know what type of Crobat this is. I'm just gonna go right for Earthquake just in case he wants to Roost. If he does have Taunt, that's fine. He's in check. He's in checkmate. He's checkmate. Oh my god, it's checkmate right now. So what am I saying? I'm sorry, guys. I can't always talk. I have a lot going on in my head. I'm gonna go for Earthquake again, as he goes for Acrobatics. So I don't know if he is whittling me. He is whittling me. I'm gonna go for Slack Off. Ooh, setting up that Tailwind. All right, so what I'm gonna do is go for Earthquake. That's 1 turn of Tailwind. I'm gonna go for Earthquake because I don't want him to be able to abuse that Tailwind. As I'm basically stalling out the Tailwind right here. I'm gonna go for Earthquake 1 more time, and then I'll go for Ice Fang to be able to knock him out and just stall out his Tailwind right there. As yep, he only has 1 more turn of Tailwind, so Ice Fang will easily be able to knock out this Crobat. And if he reveals Roost right here, this man is amazing. This man, wait, no, did he go for U-turn earlier on? I don't even remember. I don't even remember. All I know is this guy's a pal because he set up rain for me with his Damp Rock Goodra. I can respect that. I'm gonna go for Slack Off right here just to gauge his attack, as he decides to go for the Mega Horn. And is he Guts? Let me help him out a bit. As he decides to miss. That was a poor decision on your part. No, I'm just kidding. That's unfortunate, but it didn't really matter. I do have Rain Dance. I do have Kingdra at full with the Rain Dance. I will be able to take him on. And I think slacking off is my best play, as he is actually Moxie, not Guts. So Hippowdon, Fat Hippowdon, PK is just going to be able to come through right now, as yeah, one more toxic turn, we'll be able to knock him out, but I'll be able to knock him out with Earthquake before that. So that was a good game. Loga log. And yeah, good game. We are back to where we were an episode ago because of Decay. So let us look for another battle. I'm gonna try and get a bit more points this episode, because I'm tired of coming back and having to get the same points back, man. I want to already hit top 10. And I feel like UU and Ubers are just dragged out more than OU. So I'm gonna pause until I find a battle, and we'll be right back. This is French Swag. He seems to have Sticky Web. I want to prevent that, so I'm gonna lead off with Azelf, as he decides to lead off with Lucario. Though I'll be able to get him my rocks, breaking any potential sashes, and I'm gonna be able to prevent that Sticky Web. So he decides to go for the Nasty Plot. Yeah, Rain Dance is helpful because I'll be able to get a 100% accurate Hurricane from my Tornadus. So I'm not gonna be able to go out into my Kingdra. I don't want him. Is he Sash? Is he Sash? Is this Sash? I'm not entirely sure. Hippowdon is special defensive, so I could take it on. But then again, I won't be able to knock him out with the Earthquake, so I think Tornadus is a better play. And I'll be able to get off a Life Orb Hurricane. So, Stealth Rock breaks any potential sashes except for his lead sash one. Is this... I don't know what you are. Are you Sash or Chapel? Shuka? Jaboka? Either way, this does not take him out. Okay. Alright, so... he is Leftovers. Alright, I know where I am now. Okay, so I just lost my 2 Rain Dance users, and there's only 1, 2, 6 turns left. Did I really just have to count that like that? There's only 6 turns left, so now 5. So I could be in a bad position, but if I can kill Swampert, or knock out Swampert rather, Hippowdon just walls his team. So he goes out to Galvantula. I do have Swift Swim, and I am Specs with the Scald. He has to go out to Swampert right here. Swampert or Metagross. Metagross, of course, can take, or Metagross, whatever. I don't care how you say it. Metagross can take a hit, but he decides to go out to Swampert, which is exactly what I want, because I'll be able to go for a Scald, if not 2. I get a burn, so I will be able to go for 2 Scalds. A bit unfortunate that I got that. And, yeah, sorry about that, bro. Ski. But I'm not complaining, so I'll get off 2 more Rain turns, which means I'll potentially get off either 2 more knockouts or weaken his Metagross. And the only threat looking like Azelf, but I do have a Hippowdon. Oh, he just sends out the threat right here. So looking like a Hippowdon is going to be able to run through his team. This is Scarf Azelf? Wait, why didn't you go into that first? Wait. I need to know. I'm going to go out to Kabutops just to get off as much damage as possible with the Rain Boosted Waterfall. I don't want to go out to Hippowdon just in case he's like... he was like, what's that item called? Weakness Policy. So now I can go out to my Hippowdon, and we'll be able to go right for the Earthquake right here and knock him out. I don't feel like predicting the Azelf and going for Ice Fang. That Ice Punch does not do too much at all. Thankfully, he does not freeze me, as if he goes out to Azelf right here, I do have Goodra that can just come in and spam a Draco. So yeah, I can spam Draco with my thing, but he decides to go out to Crocodile though. Is he bulk up? I don't want him bulking up on me, so I'm gonna go right for the Toxic, because he decides to go for Superpower. Based on that damage, are you banded, sir? I think you're banded. Either way, I'm gonna go right for the Slack Off right here. I wasn't sure. I think he's banded Crocodile, because I'm not running a lot of physical defense. I do have a bunch of special defense. Gonna switch out into my Goodra. If he decides to let Trick or even Explode right here, I'd rather sack Goodra than my Hippowdon. So he decides to go right for the Ice Punch though. Okay, he's Scarf with Ice Punch. That threatens me a bit. I kind of wish I had Gooey, but that really wouldn't help me. I'm gonna go for the Slack Off just to gauge how much this Ice Punch does. Alright, that did nothing. What was I worried about? As I'll be able to get off a Toxic, and the only way he can win now is if he either crits me with Crocodile a few times or gets a Freeze. Why did I just say Freeze? I have a... He's gonna get the freeze now. No. I'm gonna go for Slack Off. I want to be at a good amount of HP to be able to take this thing out. He decides to go out into his Crocodile though. Maybe he's trying to get off a knockoff on me. Makes sense. Definitely makes sense. Based on that superpower damage, I don't know. I won't be able to take an Earthquake really well. So I'm gonna go right for the Slack Off as he goes for the knockoff. And what I can do is go right for the Ice Fang on the incoming Azelf. I don't want him to trick me. He decides to just sack this thing, which is fine because I'm able to get off the poison damage for one more turn, and I'll be able to get off a Slack Off and be at full HP. There's no way I'm not going to be able to be at full HP. So he goes out to Azelf as I really don't want him to trick me, but then again, do I lose anything by going for Slack Off? Wait, I have no item. He can only trick me when he has no item, so what am I fearing? As he decides to go for Zen Headbutt, hoping for the flinches. I should be in a good position. I don't think I can lose this unless I get hacked out. So, ooh, there's crit. Where's the flinch? Nope. Sorry about this, guys, but this is what Hippowdon does. Well, it usually sets up rocks, but I lay up a Toxic, and I just eat up hits. I don't die. So, he gets the flinch right there on the final one, but Earthquake from Crocodile won't be able to knock me out, and I'll be able to go right for an Earthquake of my own. And that will be able to knock out this Crocodile. So, yeah, that was a pretty cool game. Banded Crocodile putting in work. I'm going to take a lot from this Earthquake, though. Yeah, this Earthquake is going to do a lot to me. Doesn't go for Earthquake. Okay. Either way, able to knock out his Crocodile. And we are now 16:33. So let us look for another battle. Getting up in time, 26 minutes. But I really want to get a bit more points. I feel like I just started the ladder because I was at 16:26 last time. So I'm going to pause until we find one. We'll be right back. Alright, so we have another team. Here's a Doublade. That's pretty cool. Gonna lead off with my Azelf because I'd be able to get rocks versus anything as he decides to lead off with his Doublade right there. Okay, I might not be able to get up rocks versus this thing. I'm gonna go for Rain Dance as he goes right for the Gyro Ball, and he's definitely just gonna go for Shadow Sneak right here. So I'm gonna switch out into my Kingdra just to take that as he decides to go for the Sacred Sword. So I could have gotten up my rocks and he crits me on top of that. I kind of want to predict his Rosary, but at the same time, I think going for Hydro Pump is the safest play as he gets a double crit. That's pretty cool. Doing a lot, actually. Sacred Sword plus that doing a lot. This is why I have a Hippowdon on the team, because that is a threat. So I'm going to switch directly into my Hippowdon as he decides to go right for the Sucker Punch. And I can go right for Toxic right here, just wearing him down as he switches into his Claydol. Perfect. So get off the Toxic. I'm going to switch out into my Azelf before he gets up his rocks. And I'll be able to get up my rocks right here. And if he decides to go for Rapid Spin, that's fine because I can just go for Explosion. So I'm going to go for my rocks right here. He could also switch out Fearing the Grass now, but then again, he doesn't really have a switch in. He decides to go for the Toxic though. Unfortunately, Rain only lasts one more turn, so I won't be able to have it up by the end of this turn, but I'll be able to prevent his spin as well as take out Claydol with the Toxic damage. So I'm all for that, as he does have... Are you dead or not? Oh, you're at 1.0%. I can't even tell. I'm going to sack my Kingdra right here just to see what he wants to go out into. I'm thinking Mienshao, but I think sacking Kingdra is the safer play as he decides to go out to Slowbro. I do have my Goodra, which can just come in and go right for Thunders on this thing. Doing a lot. He is not Assault Vest, just based on that damage. Probably Specs or Rocky Helmet. Oh, he's leftovers, so that is a lot. I could go for Fire Blast, predicting his Rose Raid, but I feel like I have no reason not to because I do Wall Rose Raid. I do have Sap Sipper. Can't put me to sleep. I'm just going to go right for Thunder. As I hit it once again, nice. It's like hitting 2 Focus Blasts in a row. Feel pretty proud about that. As Mienshao does come out. Now Mienshao's a threat. I'm gonna go out to Tornadus just to set up the rain. He could easily just go right for the Stone Edge, but I'm thinking he's gonna want to go for a high jump kick. As I'm able to survive that, and what I can do right here is just get up my rain. I could go for Hurricane too. I don't think I'll lose anything by that. I'm gonna go for Hurricane because if I hit, I'm able to knock him out. And yeah, I knock out the Rose Raid, so that's one threat or not. That is one threat gone. I get up my rain though, so I'll always be able to knock him out. I'm okay with this, as now he'll be able to go out into his Honchkrow, and what I'm gonna do is just taunt this thing. I don't want him getting up Moxie, and even if he does, I want to be able to go out into my Kabutops. So I'm gonna taunt him from preventing him from setting up a sub apparently. Well, Taunt also stopped him from that. Also stops him from roosting. Am I just gonna fodder this? I think I'm just gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna say this as fodder. I don't feel like I should stay in with my Kabutops and play around with Sucker Punches because Kabutops, or stay in with my Tornadus because Kabutops can take Sucker Punches. It can take Brave Birds from this thing. So I think that going into Kabutops was my safest play. And I don't remember how it is on Wi-Fi, but I thought that if you fodder off a Pokemon, I thought High Jump Kick just goes through. Maybe that was in DPP. I'm not sure. It's just gonna say, but it failed to hit anything, or there was no target rather. I'm not going out to Powdon left because there's also the chance he can miss. So I'm just gonna play around with that. I'm gonna go out to everything but Hippowdon, just in case he does miss, take that damage, and you know, I can win with basically that. So Goodra, he does decide to miss. No, he does. I don't know why I say he does decide to miss. It's not his choice, but he does miss right there. And yeah, so the game 1641. Let's look for one more battle. You know, I know we're at 31 minutes already, but I just really haven't gotten up any points like I want to. Because of Decay, I was back down. Well, we might as well get into the top 30s anyway. So, or try to, at least. So, let's look for another battle, and I'll pause until we find one. Alright, so this time we are facing a Trick Room team with a Rain Dance team. This should be pretty cool. Definitely going to want to lead off with my Azelf. I can live any one hit from anything, barring... I could probably even live a Blizzard from his Abomasnow. So, I'm going to lead off with Azelf. I do have Taunt for Porygon 2, which I'm kind of expecting him to want to lead off with. Or, you know, Abomasnow works too, but there is the possibility that I do have Fire Blast. So, then again, he could see my team and see that I'm running Rain Dance on it. So, looking like Kabutops can just put in work. He decides to lead off with his Rotom Heat, as I'll be able to get out my rocks right here. I'm not fearing any one thing from this thing. He goes right for the Volt Switch, and I'll be able to taunt the incoming Porygon 2 if he decides to go into that. Or even a Abomasnow, but it doesn't really matter right here. I'll be able to get on my Rain, which is important because Rain is just going to allow me to spam really, really powerful hits. Porygon 2 could potentially be a threat, same with Gourgeist, but I do have Toxic on Hippowdon. So, he decides to go out into his Reuniclus. That's a... I'm going to go for Rain Dance. I'm expecting Shadow Ball. I'm going to go for Rain Dance. Why did his Pokemon just disappear? Why does this happen? As he goes for Trick Room, so that sucks. Gonna go for Explosion. Might not have Shadow Ball, though there's no reason not to have Shadow Ball. As I'll be able to go out into my Kingdra right now, and Kingdra will be able to go right for the Hydro Pump, Rain boosted. That will be able to knock out Reuniclus, as it doesn't though. Whoa. That's kind of scary. Reuniclus just being so bulky. He decides to go right for Focus Blast. I do have a Hippowdon, which can just come in and stall out the final turn of Trick Room by going for Slack Off. So that's what I'm going to do. He also does have the, he just has to go out to Gourgeist though. I'm okay with Hippowdon getting burnt, in all honesty, simply because I'll be able to get off a Toxic on this Gourgeist, allowing me to better take it on. As he does go for that Will-O-Wisp. And now what I can do is go out into my my Tornadus, because I'm expecting either a Trick Room. I'm not sure if this thing gets Trick Room, but I'm expecting either a Trick Room or the switch into Porygon 2, which I'll be able to get off, you know, Hurricane plus Taunt it. So this thing gets Destiny Bomb. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Set up Trick Room and then Destiny Bomb. Not gonna lie, that's really sick. As Goodra can just come in right now. I'll be able to eat up a hit from his. I'll be able to eat up a hit from his Abomasnow, and I'll be able to knock him out with Fire Blast. So that's the plan right here. As he doesn't go out to Abomasnow, because of my Assault Vest, I'll be able to hit I'll be able to eat up any hit barring like an Ice Punch. So gonna go right for the Fire Blast right here. As he does decide to go right for the Blizzard, I do land my Fire Blast, so able to get rid of a huge threat to my team. Abomasnow just wouldn't be able to run through my team. As now he's gonna go out to his Reuniclus, and what I can do is just go right for the Rock Slide. Yeah, I was gonna go down anyway, and going out to. Go out to Hippowdon. I could actually lose this battle potentially. So I'm gonna go for Slack Off right here as he misses his Focus Blast. A bit unfortunate. I am Spadef though, so I could have potentially taken that. And either way, I'm gonna. Should I go for Toxic, predicting his Rotom Heat? I could just go for Toxic Freaking his Rotom Heat, but then again, he might just sack this thing. So he decides to go out to Porygon 2. Gets the special attack raise, which means he is a threat. Yeah, that's definitely a threat. He's just going to go for Trick Room right here. I'm going to go for Toxic. I'm going to go for Toxic, and then I'll try and play around this Porygon. So he could also just go for the... what is his last? What are you? It says Heat, but this is Heat. Oh, it's right, period. Okay. So I'm able to get off the Toxic, as he's able to go for Trick Room right there. And Trick Room is going to be up for quite a few turns. So I'm going to go for Slack Off because I should be able to eat up this Ice Beam. I don't take it as well as I'd like to, though. I kind of hope he predicts my switch into Kabutops and goes for Thunderbolt or Discharge. But I'm going to pull the switch into Kabutops as he decides to go for Ice Beam once again. And toxic damage really is racking up. Going to pull the switch right back out into my Hippowdon as he does go for that T-Bolt. And I don't know. I don't think I can pull through. Then again, if Kabutops gets a flinch, it can win. So I'm going to go for Slack Off just in case he wants to go for Thunderbolt again. As I'm able to get back up to full, and I knock out the Porygon 2. So he does still have a threat being his Rotom Heat. I don't know. I could still potentially win this, depending on what he decides to do right here. If he goes up to Rotom Heat and decides to try and trick me, I do have Kabutops, which can just come in and take that. So he does decide to trick me, which is great. I get a Scarf, and I'll be able to go right for the Waterfalls, as he's going to sack his Reuniclus. So I'm going to save Kabutops definitely, because Kabutops will be a win condition for me. Definitely, because it's Scarf now. It does outspeed his entire team, and I'll be able to just get off Waterfall and knock out the Rotom Heat. And if Rhyperior is weakened, I'll be able to knock that thing out. So I'm going to go out into my Hippowdon, as I should be able to eat up any one hit. He could double switch right here, but if he double switches right here, he won't be able to knock me out. So he is able to go right for that Earthquake. Does a hell of a lot to me. Holy crap. I did a lot. Should I go for Earthquake or should I go for... I'm going to go for Earthquake, as I'm able to get off minimal damage on him. So now I either have to hope for a flinch or that Waterfall knocks him out, but that's definitely not going to happen. So I have to hope for a flinch right here, as I actually knock him out. Why am I always underestimating Kabutops, man? Then again, max HP Rhyperior isn't as bulky, so yeah, good game. I was really underestimating Kabutops right there. He could have switched out into his Rotom, but yeah, either way, that was a good game. I'm now at 1649. Let's check where we are on the ladder. I should be below 30. This is OU. I've not played that in forever. Let's see where we are. 1649. Alright, I am number 31. How much time has gone by? 37 minutes. Do I want to go for another one? It's kind of getting long. I don't know. I'll go for another one. Forget it. I'm just going to go for another one. Pause until we find one. This will be a longer episode anyway, so we'll be right back. Alright, so my opponent has a pretty cool team. Looking like black and white UU, to be honest, if you take out Hydreigon. But, yeah, just going to lead off with my... well, he could just lead off with his Darmanitan. I don't want to have to switch out into my... I'm going to lead off with Kingdra, just in case he decides to lead off with Darmanitan. But he decides to lead off with Hydreigon. I'm going to switch into my Hippowdon, as I'll be able to take one hit, barring a well, Specs Draco is just annoying in general. I could potentially put a Fairy on over Hippowdon, but I don't know. I don't know which Fairy I'd like to use. I don't want to use Florges, because that just loses a lot of momentum, and I lose to certain mons because of Florges. So he goes right for the Draco. Yeah, he has Specs or Life Orb. Holy crap, Specs would have knocked me out. Why am I running Spadef on this thing? I'm about to lose my Hippowdon turn 1. As he's able to knock me out with the Dark Pulse. But now I'll be able to go for my Rocks with Azelf and also the Rain Dance and hopefully tear through his team. He does have that Suicune, which is the biggest threat. So I could have potentially just lost the game. But then again, Suicune would have beat me anyway. So he goes out to Heracross, looking like it's Scarf. I'm going to switch out into my Kabutops right here just to take the incoming Mega Horn, as he's actually banded. So what am I doing? I'm going to go for Stone Edge. There's a chance that he can miss the Mega Horn. I'll get off Stone Edge damage on the incoming Suicune if he does decide to switch into that. But he decides to stay in, as he goes right for the Mega Horn again. Is that banded? I can't even tell. I honestly can't tell. Tornadus does have a chance to put in work if I get off a Hurricane on the incoming Snorlax plus a superpower, so I can potentially knock out this Snorlax. I can definitely knock it out now that I got a crit, as I'll be able to go for the superpower right here, and that will be able to knock out this Tornadus. So I'm actually in a really bad position because even if I knock out everything, Suicune can just wreck me. It can really just wreck me, so I'm going to go for Rain Dance right here as he goes for the Stone Edge, and what I can do is switch out into my Kingdra. Thank you for missing that Stone Edge. I am very grateful. So going to go out to Kingdra as I'll be able to take this Stone Edge. Gets a crit. It doesn't matter, it happens. As do I have to go for Hydro Pump? I want to go for Dragon Ball. I want to go for Draco. As he decides to go out to Suicune. So if I can potentially 2KO this thing, which it looks like I'll be able to do, I can just sweep him with Rain Dance from my Azelf. So once he goes out into his Hydreigon, I'll be able to get up Rain. So I thankfully hit my next Draco, and looking like I'll be able to sweep him with Scald from my Kingdra. So that's going to be the plan right there. I feel like that was a choke. It was the best play he could possibly make, but I feel like that was a choke. He had no reason to save his Gligar, but he decided to. So I'm going to go out into my Azelf right now as he goes for the Roost. And because Rain does end, I'll be able to get it up for 8 more turns. And he's able to knock me out the U-turn, which is perfect. I don't even have to go for Boom. And I'll be able to win with Dragon Pulse from my Kingdra. And even if I'm not able to win with Dragon Pulse, I'll be able to set up Rain again with my Tornadus, if that be the case. So he goes out to his Heracross. I'm going to be able to knock that thing out with a Scald, so I'm going to go right for Scald right here. Coming down to the wire as he decides to sack his Darmanitan. Good play because Darmanitan really isn't going to be doing much in this match. But then again, he is weakening his team, so I could just go right for Dragon Pulses. So don't know how much I agree with that play, as I'll be able to go into Goodra as fodder. Ooh, the plays. Wait, did you predict this or what? I'm gonna go out to my Tornadus just because I can spam Hurricane and I can prevent the Roost. I'm gonna hit him with a taunt just in case he wants to try and Roost, as I'm able to get more damage off on his Hydreigon. So looking like I'm probably gonna have to well, he's gonna go for Stone Edge right here. I need Tornadus. I need to get up a Rain Dance just in case. So I'll go on to my Goodra as fodder. Yeah, Goodra's not gonna be doing much, so I'll fodder it off to the Stone Edge, as it actually does not knock me out. So what I can do is I could put a double switch right here, predicting Kingdra. I kind of want to be risky predicting predicting Gligar. But then again, if this doesn't work out for me, I lose the game. I'm doing it. I'm going for Draco. I don't have enough speed to be able to outspeed him though, so now I can just go right for the Roost. This game is coming down a lot closer than it probably should be. I don't know. Then again, I probably just choked, so we'll see. He doesn't end up going for that Roost, as do I lose anything by going for Hurricane? I don't think I do. So I'm going right for Hurricane. I'm able to knock out the Gligar, and looking like I will be able to win with my Scarf, with my Rain Dance Kingdra. So I'll be able to go for Rain Dance right here as he goes for the Stone Edge. I see what he's doing. He wants to miss. That way he can win. If he misses enough, and I'm too scared to go for the Hurricane, he can win. So I'll be able to go right for the Dragon Pulse right here. That will be able to knock out Heracross, and that Hydreigon, even if Rain had ended for some freak reason, I'd be able to knock out Superpower. So that is a good game right there. Yeah, good game, dude. We are now 1664. That's what I like to see. 1664. Let's just completely skip the 50s. Alright, so that means I am now number 22 on the ladder. I know this was a longer episode, guys, but if you can, leave a like, leave a comment. I really do appreciate it. Really helps my channel out. Stay tuned for more X and Y. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. And until next time, later.